Thank you again for joining us for the Weatherization and Energy Conservation Small Group. Again, I'm Johanna Newman. I'm the Senior Director of the Campaign for 100% Renewable Energy at Environment America. And I am thrilled that Joe Agan, a policy analyst from the Department of Energy's Office of Policy, is able to join us today. While we were working through some of the tech issues earlier, Joe and I agreed that we thought everybody should start in this small group because it's the most important one of the bunch. Because fundamentally, the cleanest energy is the energy that we never have to use in the first place. And weatherizing your home and finding ways to conserve energy is just a great way to save energy, lower your home heating bills, and make your home more comfortable and reduce pollution. And it's also critical that you take these sensible steps before you upgrade your heating system so that you're not spending money on a system that's bigger than what you actually need for your home's energy use. So I have a couple of slides prepared, but I really don't want to belabor the presentation because I think people probably have a lot of questions and we have an expert here. So let me move along. All right, so the way that I think it's helpful to think about this part of your home is two steps. So one is weatherizing your home, and the other is just taking steps to conserve energy. When you're weatherizing your home, it is definitely prudent to start with an energy audit. And if you're thinking, there's like the cheap version of an energy audit, and then there's the more sophisticated version where a certified technician will come to your house and put a blower door test together. That more comprehensive audit, even though it's a little bit more expensive, is going to give you a much better picture of your home's energy use and a better roadmap for weatherizing your home. So highly recommend that kind of sophisticated energy audit if you can make it happen. So first, start with an energy audit. Secondly, there's a lot of this that you can do yourself. So if you want to do it on kind of the cheap, you can find and seal air leaks yourself, and it can make a huge impact, and you can also insulate. All right, so that's basics of weatherization, and I'll share some resources later. Then in terms of conserving energy, some of the key steps you can take here are replacing inefficient appliances and inefficient lighting in your home. And then in general, new on the market electric technologies are much more efficient from an energy use standpoint than fossil fuel powered counterparts. So as you're thinking about conserving energy in your home, think about committing to electrifying something in your house. And that could be, if you have a gas powered dryer now, switch to an electric dryer. If you have a gas stove now, switch to an induction stove. And then I will say that Environment America Research and Policy Center has also put together some resources to help break this down. So as part of our Clean Energy Home Toolkit, which I'll share with the larger group when we all come back together, we have a guide for how to weatherize your home. We have a recording of a webinar we did back in the fall when utility rates were skyrocketing all across the country and everyone was trying to figure out how to reduce energy use in their home. That offers some really good practical steps. And then we also have our Citizens Guide to Reducing Energy Waste, which basically takes a room by room approach to curbing energy use in your house. All right, and then that slide did not present properly. It'll be better in the large group, but as we create resources to help people wrap their heads around how they can benefit from the tax credits, we'll be populating them into a Clean Energy Home Toolkit that's available on our website. And we'll share the link to that in the chat as well. So I'm going to stop. That's the end of my presentation.
John Agan is my name. I'm thrilled to be joining you from the Department of Energy and the Office of Policy. It's really exciting to be here and great to hear everything that Johanna had said to get us started. I mean, I think a couple of things I'd say briefly is first, don't feel like you have to do this alone. As mentioned, there are a lot of resources. You can talk to anyone you work with on your taxes, an accountant or your tax advisor, to get better understanding. And then also, if you have a trusted contractor who has helped you with working your home on your home in the past, that's a great resource. They will have a good idea of kind of what type of equipment qualifies, what activities qualify, and maybe can help you think about what your options are. In many parts of the country, your local utility has incentives that can help you reduce the cost even further for the equipment and the measures that we're talking about. And so I will mention, this is not a DOE website, but EPA's Energy Star website has a rebate finder that I'm guessing maybe in some of the Environment America tools, where you can put in your zip code and it can help you locate and understand, what local incentives are available. I know it's probably hard to think about now in the middle of January, but Johanna mentioned thinking about electrifying something. And as we get into the spring and start thinking about cooling season and putting in either a new AC or replacing an air conditioning system in your home, I think something a lot of folks don't think about or realize is that a heat pump can be a great way to using a heat pump for air conditioning and making that purchase as your AC breaks down is a way to install a new electric, highly efficient tool for heating and cooling your home. So it will help keep you cool this summer, and then also can help offset any heating costs and heating emissions you have over the winter months. So even if you're not ripping something out, you can put something in that really can help create more of your energy use coming from clean resources. So those are just a couple of points I wanted to share. Johanna, happy to open it up to questions, and thanks again for allowing us to be here with you today.
Let's move on to Faye. And if you wouldn't mind saying what state you're joining from, that would be wonderful.
Oh, Massachusetts. I'm listening to this. Can you clarify for me, because I don't. It sounds like if you're not working, that you can still participate in the instant rebates sometime when this is all done. Because I was listening to it, and I've been working to deal with climate change for 10 years. I gave up my car. I did some things that I could, but I'm not working anymore, and I really don't want to get another job. So, so can you clarify? Can you clarify that for me? And the second thing is, I'd like to know about how you find other companies that do energy audits. I've tried the one that it's mandated in Massachusetts, and I really would like one with the infrared cameras and that kind of stuff. Thank you.
How do you find companies that can do sophisticated energy audits in Massachusetts? This is a question we get asked a lot because I do know, Massachusetts has a great energy efficiency program in Mass Save. It is run through the utilities, and the basic energy audit that they do doesn't include a blower door test. And so, John, do you have any resources that you can point people to on finding contractors who will do that kind of work? Or if not, I can try to do some sleuthing and get back to Faye.
Yeah, I'll name something, and Johanna, we can follow up so folks get this. But DOE maintains a website called energysaver.gov. And on there, there's information about a lot of energy efficient technologies, windows, doors, heat pumps, you name it. And there's some information on there specifically about both do-it-yourself options for kind of auditing your home and looking for places where you might be missing energy, as well as how to locate and think about finding a professional to do an audit for you. So I'm happy to follow up with that info.
Great. And I just put a link to the Energy Saver kind of interface in the chat. And I will say that when I was putting together the weatherization guide, this is definitely where I started. Department of Energy has put together really terrific resources here. All right, I see Brian has a question. Go ahead, Brian. And if you can again say what state you're from, that would be great.
Okay, I'm from Pennsylvania. I just wanted to know if you saw the comment I left in the meeting chat.
I don't think I did. Let me take a look.
Is there any consideration for drain water heat exchangers?
Oh, yes.
I can hook you up, man.
This is a really cool technology. For folks, do you want to explain it briefly, or I can explain it briefly? But
oh yeah, I mean, I've had one installed in my house since 2005, so I've been after this. And for a while, I represented the product from a company that has since gone out of business because of lack of business in this country. So it basically takes heat from drain water, uses it to preheat the water going into the water heater. That way, you're spending less energy to heat water to begin with, and your heating equipment lasts longer because you're not hitting it with such cold water right off the bat. And you're recovering water that would normally be tossed straight down the drain. In the chat on the side, I did put a link to the DOE website page for it, but I still have access and information about these things, and I can hook people up. I mean, it'll take 25 to 30% off the top, and heating water is the second largest use of energy in a building. So, I mean, I started off with using 10 kilowatt hours a day for heating water, and I put this in and I was down to 6+
Right.
for the two of us. And then I put in a heat pump water heater last year. Now I'm spending about 1 kilowatt hour a day for hot water for the two of us.
Isn't that remarkable?
So that's pretty remarkable.
I always
hard
think
to-
about it like penguin feet. You know how penguin feet, the blood that goes down heats the blood that's coming up. Anyway.
Yeah.
As a way to
Okay.
keep the core temperature steady. That's great. Thanks for
Right.
sharing that.
So, you know, there's information, and contact me if you have questions or information you want.
Great. Thank you, Brian.